I did it. I read this massive beast of a novel. I can't say I enjoyed every minute of it, but as a whole, it was better than expected. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Angelina. Today you are going to be viewing my reading vlog of A Court of Silver Flames. If you do not know what this book is, this is the fourth book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I was gonna say trilogy because it used to be a trilogy, but then she threw in a novella and now we have this. So it's a series now, I guess. This is a fantasy series about high fae. There's romance and politics and action. It's delicious. It's so good. If you have not read A Court of Thorns and Roses, this book right here, go pick up the series right now. You will not be disappointed. It's phenomenal. That being said, if you have not read that series or you have not finished A Court of Silver Flames, you need to go because you will be spoiled. You've been warned. Okay? Watch out for the spoilers. See, I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. This was a fun time. It was pretty steamy. I thought that it could have been a lot shorter. The plot was flimsy at best to me. This had some good character development, but just overall, I just, Okay, that's enough for this intro. I'm gonna turn you guys loose to go watch my footage now. So yeah, here we go. Hello, my lovely friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I have a box to open. Here's the deal with this book. I originally was not going to get this book and I was not going to read it because I just feel like it's gonna be pointless. One, I do not like Nesta. She bothers the heck out of me. I think she's gonna be really annoying. So maybe she'll have some good character development and then I will like her more at the end of this book. And my other reason is like, I feel like this series was wrapped up. Like, there wasn't really more to do. So I feel like the plot is just gonna be not very good. But you know what? Here we are. Let's open the box. Yes. Here we go, you guys. Here she is. Oh my god, it's huge. It's so big. Oh my god, I thought this was gonna be the size of the last novella that came out. What was that, like a Court of Frost and Starlight? I thought it was gonna be that size. I didn't know it was gonna be this big. This thing is heavy. Okay, how many pages does this have? Oh my god. This has 757 pages. Are you kidding me? I don't know why that's so funny to me. I never saw how thick it was, so I just assumed it would be small. Like, what is gonna happen in this book for over 700 pages? What am I getting myself into? Okay, it's orange. Go Bears, right? Because I'm at Mercer. Our colors are orange. Can we talk about this cover for a second? Let's address this. This is so ugly. It's even worse in person. I'd much rather have like the people on the cover, you know, where it's just like the girl in the fancy dress. That's the cover that I prefer. Also, I have not read the description. I don't know what it's about. Oh, hello. We got a bougie map. Y'all see that? All right. Well, I am not going to read the synopsis. I just know that it's about Nesta and Cassian, and I'm just gonna go in blind. I don't know when this will be going up. Today is February 18th when I got this book, so like 2 days after it came out. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take you on the journey of reading this book with me, so be prepared. Listen, if you've made it this far into the video and you haven't read the book yet, stop what you're doing and go read the book and then come back if you don't want to be spoiled, because I will be spoiling this book as I read it. Thanks for watching this little unboxing part. I'm gonna leave now, and next time I check up with you, I will have started the books. Okay, hello everyone. Today is day 2 of reading A Court of Silver Flames. It is the next day. Sorry I didn't film any more yesterday, but my life got really hectic and I read like 10 pages. And then today, I also had a hectic day. It's now like 8 p.m. and I'm tired. But I read, let's see, I read about 94 pages, so I'm only on to chapter 8, so I'm really not that far into the book yet. I'm realizing now that this weekend was a terrible weekend to do a reading vlog because I barely have time to read, much less to film. I don't know, it's probably not going to be a very good reading vlog, but I just don't want to hold off on this book, you know? I want to know what people are talking about. Okay, let's get into my thoughts thus far. So first of all, the opening scene is the scene of Nesta as she's in the cauldron, and it's like her thoughts as she's like being pushed into the cauldron and how she's like fighting for the power and like taking the power from the cauldron. That was a cool scene. I was like, okay, that's a way to start a novel. Interesting. I liked it. Okay. Alright, so the first chapter we have Cassian like going to collect Nesta, and I felt like this whole first chapter was just so over dramatic, and I forgot that Sarah J. Maas just writes everything so over dramatically. Like, there's no reason for these characters to be so feisty and so dramatic. The mentions of power and power struggle and like dominance already is annoying me by page like 20. I'm like, okay, we get it. You're a powerful male. Like, congratulations, you're not human. So I want to know what the problem is with Nesta and Amren. Like, weren't they besties? They were besties. We know this. They were friends. And then suddenly they had a fight at a party and they're not talking to each other. Don't know what's that about. And I can't possibly guess because Amren is not the one to like be offended by something Nesta would say, so I just don't get what would have happened for them to be in such a fight, you know? I'm intrigued to know what that's about. Okay, and this whole first chapter just read like a bad fan fiction to me. We end the first chapter with Feyre telling Nesta that she's gonna go train with Cassian because of her behavior. Her behavior is bad. And I'm like, first of all, y'all are all adults, and it was just odd. And I was like, yes, it's good to watch out for your siblings, but this just felt way too overdramatic, and it just read like a bad fanfiction. Okay, so then they have this scene where Nesta and Cassian are eating breakfast before training. And they have these comments where they're like, if you think this is gonna get you into my bed, you're delusional. And my comment there was like, for some reason, I don't believe that at all. This is literally gonna be 700 pages of building them up to sleep together. I know it. That's the whole plot of the book, is how long can we let them be angsty until they get together. Okay, then we have this whole scene where Nesta and Cassian are training, and Nesta refuses to get up and train. And I was like, girl, can you just stop being a bitch for like 1 second? Like, she's being so annoying. Oh, and then also, my main problem with Nesta and Cassian is that in A Court of Wings and Ruin, they confessed their love for each other. She laid on his body as he was dying, and she was like, I won't go. And he's like, I will find a way for us to be together. And then all of a sudden, they just hate each other. I don't buy it, Sarah J. Maas. I don't buy it. Also, why is Feyre not already pregnant? The whole purpose of A Court of Frost and Starlight was to basically like get Feyre pregnant. At the end, she announces to Rhys, she's like, Rhys, I'm ready to have a baby with you. And then like, I thought for sure by the start of this novel she would already be pregnant. She's not pregnant yet, but we had our first hint to it on page 94 with Iris. He's talking to Cassian and he's like, you know, there will be problems if Rhys and Feyre die without an heir. And I was like, yeah, when's she gonna get pregnant? My guess is probably about page 400 she's gonna get pregnant. Let me know your guess. Okay, and then there's this whole weird plot going on with the human queens. And like, they played a role in A Court of Wings and Ruin, but like, I just never really understood them, to be honest. I probably need to refresh on everything that happened in their last book. But like, I just don't understand these human queens. The plot just feels like so, I don't know, I felt like things were decently wrapped up enough, and maybe that's just because it's been like 3 years since I've read A Court of Wings and Ruin, so I can't really remember. But I'm just like, this plot is just feeling like so, it's just so random to me. I don't know. I'm not even at 100 pages yet, and I'm already just so confused and so concerned. It's 8 o'clock and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go find some dinner and probably talk to you guys in the morning. Good morning, y'all. It is like a little after 10, maybe like 10:15, and I have a couple hours until I have to be at work, so I thought I'd make some breakfast and read while I eat. I know I was gonna make tea this morning, and then I was like, I just need the caffeine, so I made coffee instead. I look like a mess because I just got out of the shower, but it'd be like that. I did read a little bit more last night after I left you guys, only like 20 more pages, but I would like to go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that happened. So Nesta decides that she wants to climb down the 10,000 flights of stairs. Not flights, the 10,000 steps. Which, first of all, who needs 10,000 steps to get into a house? I just don't get that. So the first time she goes and she makes it to like step 111, then has to turn around and go back up, right? My thought was, you know, maybe by the end of this novel, she will be able to climb all 10,000 steps. But then Cassian told her that even he and Reese couldn't do it. And I was like, okay, so she's not going to be able to climb the 10,000 steps. But there has to be like some purpose of her trying and failing. Next time she tries to climb the steps, she falls and then she catches herself in the stone. Like her fingers go through the stone to catch herself. So I'm guessing that's some manifestation of her powers that she has that we don't know a lot about. So I'm interested to see how that plays in. That's a little weird. Oh, I am loving this relationship with the house, where the house is like nurturing Nesta and is like giving her food and gave her like that piece of cake and everything, and like making her bed a little bit warmer. Like, I don't know, I just feel like that was really sweet. It was reminding me of Beauty and the Beast. I guess maybe that's why I like that little relationship so much. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and read, and I'll catch up with you guys later today. So they're back at training and Cassian is like, hey, get up and train with me. And he extends his hand and he's like, please. He uses the word please. And Nesta, like, she thinks about it. She's like, I want to take his hand, but I can't. And then she just leaves him alone. And I'm getting so frustrated with her. She's being so annoying. Okay, I have just made a realization. I've been thinking this for a second, but now I'm positive. Okay, so Feyre has this like shield thing around her, right? Reese put this shield that he's practicing. And I was like, is this shield on because she's pregnant? But I was like, no, because they would be able to tell, right? Because they like smell the scents and like whatever, because they're like, you know, Fae. But then Cassian just said that the shield even blocked her scent. So she's pregnant. I'm calling it. This is page 132. Feyre's pregnant, and that's the reason they have the shield on, because they're not ready to tell their friends. I don't know why they wouldn't be ready to tell their friends, because I feel like they would be celebrating with their friends. If I get that right, everyone has to give this video a thumbs up. Okay, another quick little update. I moved to my couch and I just read a little bit more. So Nesta finally trained with Cassian for the first time. They did like all their stretching and breathing exercises, and I was like, thank God she finally did something. But that was like a really good scene. I felt like we had a good moment between them, and maybe they'll stop being so terrible to each other. Here's hoping. And then she also had that really nice scene with Gwen in the library, where she helped Gwen out and like changed out the book so Gwen wouldn't get in trouble. You know, like that was a good scene. I was like, Nesta, you are making some character development already. I'm so proud. I'm on page 156 now, and I think Nesta is starting to change. So if she goes back to being really mean and annoying in the next couple chapters, I'll be mad. But I think she's making some progress, so that's good. Now I'm gonna go get ready for work, and I'll probably catch back up with you guys later this afternoon when I get off of work. Hey y'all, it is about 5 in the afternoon right now. I just finished up with work and I'm very tired, but I have a lot of homework to do. So I'm gonna go to a little coffee shop and try to get some homework done, and I'm gonna bring my book and hopefully get some reading done. Hey guys, I'm back. So it's like a little after 7 o'clock and I came home from the little coffee shop. I sat there for a while and I only did a little bit of homework. I really should have gotten a lot more done, but I just wasn't feeling it. Honestly, I just want to read. So I'm gonna hope that I can get the majority of my homework done tomorrow and just hop in bed and do some reading right now. Also, I'm gonna put in my diffuser. We're gonna see if I can smell, because I had COVID back in November and my smell is still pretty much gone. So I don't know if I'll even be able to tell, but we're gonna do a little smell test. You guys wanna see? Hold on, you can do the smell test with me. Okay, I have my box of essential oils and we're gonna see which ones I can smell. Okay, so this is peppermint. We should get a good smell with peppermint, right? So that's really strong. Let's see. Okay, I feel like I can smell this a little bit, but it doesn't smell like peppermint. I can't describe to you what it smells like, but it does not smell like peppermint. Okay, let's try orange. I feel like I might be able to smell something a little citrusy. Okay, I definitely smell something. It's kind of fruity. I don't know if it's right. How about cinnamon? Cinnamon should be a good strong one. Okay, I cannot smell cinnamon at all. There's just nothing there. All right, then for the last one, we're gonna try lemon. Oh my gosh, I can smell it. I can smell the lemon. I can smell it, and it definitely smells like lemon. This is the first thing I've been able to smell since Thanksgiving. Wow. I'm gonna put lavender in because I do have a roommate and she might not want the room to smell like lemon when she comes in to go to bed. So I'm gonna try for lavender and see if I can smell it while I just relax and read my book. They're doing their training, and you know what I'm thinking at this moment? That I really want someone to train me. I want to be a badass who can fight. And then also Cassian tells the story of his mother, and that was just really sad. Okay, just a thought real quick. Why is this book 99.9% sexual tension and 0.01% plot? Because we are almost 200 pages into this book and nothing has happened. The real plot of like the human queens and the threat of another war is really just a side plot to their sexual tension. Okay friends, final update for the night. I would just like to say that Nesta does not need to be so mean to her sisters. She just had her meeting with Elaine and she was so mean. And I just don't get it, you know, like I have a sister. I still just can't imagine ever being that mean and that cruel to my sister. I just don't get it. It bothers me so much. She has got to get over herself. Anyways, I'll check in with you guys probably sometime tomorrow afternoon. Maybe I'll get some more reading in tonight. We'll see. Okay, hey guys, good morning. It's the next day since I last talked to y'all. So I'm going to put on a little bit of makeup and chat with you guys about what I read last night because of course I put away my camera and then I proceeded to read until about midnight and some juicy stuff happened that we need to talk about. But the first big thing, Feyre's pregnant. Duh. Called it. I knew it. I told you guys she was gonna be pregnant. That's what the shield was for. But then she makes this weird comment and she's like, I can't do magic because it might affect my baby. And I was like, I don't think that would affect your child. I'm like, if you already have magic like in you, it's like in your blood, in your veins, then like I really don't think using it's gonna harm your child, but whatever. We just had to say that so that Nesta can be the one to do this, obviously just for plot purposes. Speaking of plot, there was like the one big plot point for these next couple hundred pages, and that was that Nesta has to like try to use her powers to find the what is it called? The dark trove? The dread trove. Oh, right. The big thing, they had their first kiss, which honestly felt so out of place to me. Like I felt like that was not the time for them to have their first kiss. I don't know. Like, it was fine, but also I felt like it was just really random. Like, Cassian is telling her about, like, his trauma and all that he went through, and then they just start, like, making out and stuff, and I don't know, it just felt a little odd for me, but whatever. They had their first kiss and a little bit of other stuff, you know. So I'm like, okay, now that this has happened, they're going to be, like, flirting. They're going to be, like, for each other, right? No, then they go back to being mad at each other, of course. But then, after Feyre announces she's pregnant, after that whole scene, Cassian goes back to Nesta, you know, like, to, like, make it even between them, and they, like, have their thing for the night, and then he leaves, and then now they're acting like it didn't happen, which, like, kind of I'm here for. It's kind of funny how they're, like, trying to outlast the other person, like, not acknowledging what happened. And I don't know, whatever. You get what I'm saying? But here's the big thing that is not good. They're like, this doesn't mean there's anything between us. Like, this is just for the sex. Like, it's not for the romance. And I was like, this is gonna be a problem. These people are adults. They should know better. Okay, so I think Az has a thing for Elaine. I do. I thought that last book and the book before that. So I'll be sad if they don't get together because he's, like, kind of giving up on Moore. I don't know if Moore came out to everyone else. Did she only come out to Feyre? I can't remember. But then hold up. Okay, so we have this little training scene where Cassian and Az are fighting, and Nesta's like, I wonder what it'd be like to be with both of them at the same time. And I was like, no, Stop! If Sarah J Maas gives us a scene where it's Nesta, Cassian, and Az all together, I'll probably chuck this book across the room. Like, I'll be so... I don't know why that's gonna bother me so much, but it's just gonna bother me. Like, I don't want her to do that. And also, Cassian made a remark. He said, like, there's something special about Nesta. This is on page 250. So he's, like, trying to ignore, like, that there's something special about Nesta. Are they mates? Is that what this is? Are they mates? Because, okay, I kind of thought that they were, but then, like, nothing ever happened about it, so I was like, maybe not. But then that little comment has me thinking that there's a mating bond, and Cassian mentions that he wants the mating bond like Rhys and Feyre have. So I will not be surprised if Nesta and Cassian are mates, and that's the way that we're gonna get them together. Let's see, what else was there? So she's trying to get the little priestess people to come train with her, which I think is a great idea. I would go train with them. I think that would be like so fun. But these women, they like don't want to train, and like I get that. But I also really, really want a scene where they all decide to come to training. It could be like so cool, and they're like learning how to fight and defend themselves, and their confidence just like shoots up. Like it could be a great scene, and I'm fully expecting that to happen. Oh, and then hold up, if they all go to training, then they're all going to become warriors, and they're going to form like, they're going to become like Valkyrie, right? Because that one girl, Gwen, is researching the Valkyrie, so they're going to make their own like powerful woman army of like women who've been wronged by men, and then they're going to fight in the new war, and they're going to help Nesta, and Nesta's going to lead them, and they're going to kick some ass. I have a lot of homework to do today because I didn't do as much as I should have done yesterday. So I'm going to go to the library and I think lock myself in a study room until I get my homework done, and then I'll come back and do some more reading, and I'll update you guys then. Okay, it is time for another reading update. Let's see, I am now on page 346, so I'm almost halfway, not quite. First of all, Feyre's baby has wings. Are we surprised? No, I just assumed that it would have wings because all of the badass boys in this book have wings, and it would just be a disappointment if the child came out wingless, you know? But they're talking about how it's gonna be a problem because Feyre can't have the baby because it'll like get stuck or something, like her body's not able to birth a baby that has wings, which like I get, but I'm not worried because Sarah J Maas doesn't have the balls to kill off a character. She can't do it. You know how many times she's tried to kill people and like she just can't do it. They always come back. Yeah, so Feyre's gonna be fine. I'm not stressed. I am a little confused. The doctor said that she can't like shapeshift back into her other form to like have the baby, which I think is stupid. I feel like if Feyre has magic and the baby's like living in her, chilling within all that magic, she should be fine to like shapeshift and use her powers. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like the baby is gonna be fine. So I'm wondering if the baby will be born by the end of this novel. I've heard that there's gonna be like a 5th book, so maybe the baby will be born in the next book, but I'm kind of hoping it'll come like at the end of this when everything like reaches its climax here, and like we have like all the intense scenes of the plot. Maybe that's when she'll have her baby. I don't know. Also, Nesta and Cassian are like getting it on in the most inconvenient of places. Like, what is up with Sarah J Maas and doing naughty things at the kitchen table? The dining room table where other people eat is not the place for this. So Gwen and Emery show up for training, and they're all learning to train together, and it's just so good. And then those 3 other priestess join them, and now we have 6 girls total, including Nesta, training with Cassian. That's so great. I think we're gonna have like more people join, and it's gonna be so awesome. Oh, and then we had that scene where Nesta's like having the nightmare and Bryson like flies through the window and like gets inside her mind to calm her down. Like, crazy, wild stuff be happening. And Nesta's power is just like death itself, which I don't really understand. What does that mean when they say her power is death? Like, I don't know what that means, but I get that it's something dramatic. I don't know. I'm gonna hopefully read a lot more tonight. I'll probably update you again at the end of the night. Hey guys, so I'm laying in bed. It's a little bit after 10 o'clock, and I'm gonna try to go to sleep here in a second because I have to get up early for work, but honestly this is getting actually pretty good. So they go to the bog to look for this mask. The whole looking for the mask thing is like still like a little weird and confusing for me. I get the idea of it, but at the same time it just feels like kind of odd. I don't know. Anyways, so Nesta gets like dragged into the water. That was really freaking scary, being dragged by that monster into the water and it's like drowning her, choking her, like scratching. Like that was terrifying. And then she pulls the mask out of the water and smacks it on her face, and then she controls the dead, which was a terrifying image of all those like bones and dead people rising in the water, and like that was scary. End of that scene where she's like rising out of the water and Cassian sees her and she has the mask on, that I realized that's the cover of the book. I took the dust jacket off, it's downstairs, but like, you know, the cover, it's got the mask and everything. That's the cover. So that makes a little more sense now. That was a really cool scene with her like rising out of the water and like super powerful. I was like, yes ma'am, get it Nesta. I liked her in that moment. I am liking Nesta a lot more by this point in the book. I am on page 415. She's becoming really close friends with Gwen. I just finished the scene where they're like learning how to like meditate and calm their mind like the Valkyrie. That's great, love that. And then, okay, so they do it. They get together, like for real, like Nesta and Cassian hook up, and then they're like, but it doesn't mean anything. And then they just like leave each other alone, and this is gonna blow up in their faces so bad. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Tomorrow is Monday, so I will have class and work and everything again starting tomorrow, so I don't know how much I'll be reading. This might take me a couple days to get through, we'll see. Hey y'all, it's Monday afternoon. I'm popping in for a really quick update because I'm about to go to class, but some things have been happening. I've been reading today in between classes and stuff, and I have to say that Nesta is growing on me. I do like her more, and understanding what she's been through and her thought process and everything has definitely helped me understand her. But she still is a little bit too quick-tempered for me. Like, she gets mad way too easily. And, like, I understand that she's been through a lot. She has a lot of trauma. But at the same time, everyone else has gone through terrible trauma and stuff, too. So I feel like Nesta should be more open to talking with them and relating with them than shutting them out. And that's kind of what's really irking me. I was like, Nesta, these are people who could understand you and talk to you and help you work through your feelings, but instead you're pushing them away. I love this. Love this idea of the girls training like the Valkyries, and they're gonna combine the two different training types. It's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to like see her lead this army of awesome females. It's gonna be so good. Okay, so Nesta made these magic swords. Like, that's crazy, insane. I definitely agree that they needed to tell her. I don't even think it should have been put to a vote. Like, that's something that she needs to know, and she just found out, and now she's mad that they didn't tell her, which leads me to my next big point, that she just climbed down the stairs. She just climbed down 10,000 steps. She made it into the city. I don't know what she's gonna go do. I'm a little scared. I hope she doesn't go to like a tavern, and oh my gosh, what if she goes to a tavern and like hooks up with someone that's not Cassian? That better not happen. If that happens, I'll be so angry. Oh, poor Nesta keeps talking about how her new friends are gonna leave her if they found out the truth about her, which just makes me so sad because I don't think they would. I'm like, Nesta, these are friends. Friends don't just give up on each other like this. I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen. And I'm also ready for Cassian and Nesta to admit real feelings for each other and move past this little casual hookup thing. Okay, I have to get to class. I'll probably talk to you guys later tonight when I get in bed. Hey guys, it is Tuesday afternoon almost. It's almost 12 o'clock and I have just gotten ready for the day. I meant to get up earlier to have more time to read, but I just didn't want to wake up, so I slept in like an hour later than I wanted to. Anyways, I want to finish this book today. I don't know if that'll happen because I do have work for a couple hours and I have a date night with my sorority for a couple hours and I have to do homework. So I don't know if I'll actually be able to finish this book, but I really want to. So my plan for today is I'm gonna go to a little coffee shop for lunch and I'm just going to sit and read for about like 3 hours-ish, and then I'm gonna go to work. I have about 300 pages left, so I don't know how feasible that is, but we shall try. I haven't read any more since I last updated you guys because I was tired. I'm hungry, I have a headache, I need some coffee, so let's go. Okay, I think I just got to the most important part of this book. So Nesta climbed down the stairs, and I thought she was going to go to like a tavern or something and go wild, but she went to Amren's place, and you know, they got into a fight, and then Feyre burst in, and Nesta told her about the problem with the baby and how she's going to die, and I was like, oh no, but honestly, I think that that's a good thing. Like, Feyre deserved to know, and like everyone's like all mad at Nesta for telling her, but really they should have told Feyre. Like, Feyre deserves to know that, and I was kind of mad that they never told her, so I'm glad that she knows she can be prepared. And you know, I think it's a good thing Nesta told her, personally. And then Nesta and Cassian are like going on this hike, and I just had like the best, that was just like the best scene. It's right before part 3, and where Nesta like collapses on the ground and she tells Cassian why she's like been so hateful towards everyone and herself and all of her struggles. And like, that was just such a good scene. It just, that was a beautiful scene. By far my favorite scene in this book. Her just telling him what's all been going on, and them just talking about like forgiveness and learning to love yourself and move on. It was just so good. Also, you know what this book is reminding me of? Especially that scene in particular. This is reminding me of Heir of Fire. I think that's the book in the Throne of Glass series that this is reminding me of. You know, the one with the green cover. Very, very parallel to that book, in my opinion. Okay, popping in for another update because I don't want to get too far and then forget to talk about some things. So Nesta and Cassian go into the prison, and she gets the harp for one, and then she kills that monster guy. I can't even pronounce his name. It starts with an L. But she kills him with her sword, which was like freaking awesome because that guy's like unkillable, and then she slashed him with her sword. So like, I'm excited to see more about what her weapons can do. But then she gave the sword back to Rhysand because she was like, I don't want to deal with death anymore. But I was like, no girl, you gotta keep it. I want you to be able to slash some people down. So I was disappointed with that. She's gonna get it back. I know she is. She named it and everything. She's gonna get that sword back. And then also more comes to teach Nesta dancing lessons. And then Emery is like kind of crushing on Mor, and like, I'm here for it. Like, they should get together. And also like, I have questions about Mor. She's been really absent this whole time, and like, I want to know what really is going on with her, because I feel like there's something more going on with Mor that we just don't know about, and I want to know what it is. Okay, so then we're at the ball, and Nesta is dancing with Iris, right, to like seduce him, to make sure that they know that they're like allies and whatever, which I felt was just like so extra and unnecessary. I was like, this man is already your ally. You don't need Nesta to dance with him to make sure that you guys are okay. You know, like, I felt that was just a little weird, but I did like seeing the ball scene. That was really cute, that Cassian had like asked Mor for dance lessons too, so he could dance with her at the ball. That was adorable. And then Iris asked Rhysand for Nesta to be his bride, which I was like, no, this is gonna end very poorly. So I really don't know where this is going, but we shall see. It's time for another quick update. I'm giving a lot of updates today, but there's just a lot of stuff happening, you know, and I want to keep you guys in the know. So they just exchanged all their presents. Nesta was doing much better today. So Cassian comes in to give her her gift, which is basically like a little music box that was so sweet, so cute. And then she freaked out and she got mad at him. They got into a fight, and I was like, I swear to God, like, if they fight again and hate each other, I'm gonna be so pissed. But it's okay, because then all their emotions came out, and they basically said I love you, but they didn't say I love you, no. But now they're together, like, for real, so that's good. Okay guys, so I had to leave the coffee shop and come to work, but before I go into work, I want to give you another update. As we approach the end of this novel, I have about 100 pages left. Things are just moving really fast, but I'm also scared that with only 100 pages, a lot of stuff isn't going to be resolved. But I will say that even though overall I don't think this book is very, I don't know, it's not bad, it's not fantastic, but I am enjoying it a lot more now than I did the first like 300 pages. For one, Nesta's character development in these past couple chapters has been great. It's been so good. I love a good character development. So she is learning to love herself. She's learning that she has friends who love her and that she can be herself with. She's fallen in love with Cassian, and they have this connection now. And I'm at the part where she's at the Skyfall party and she's talking to Amren and she apologizes. I'm like, things are going to be so much better for her now. Thank God. I love the scene where Nesta and Gwen and Emery are like chilling, having a little sleepover in the house, and they're like making friendship bracelets. So cute. Hold on, I need to open my windows. It is so hot. So I love their slumber party scene. And then I also love the scene where they complete the obstacle and they're like real warriors, you know, like that was so good. I love that. I love that we have like our little team of Valkyries. Like, it's gonna be so great. Love that so much. I do have a question about their relationship with Iris. At the ball, they have Nesta dance with Iris and they give him a dagger to be like, listen, we're really allies, like things are good between us. But then Iris calls a meeting in the middle of the woods and Cassian and Nesta meet him there and they're like taunting him and things are like kind of weird. So I don't understand the point of that. Like, if we just spent all this time at the ball trying to secure our like alliance with you, why are we gonna suddenly taunt you and act like we're gonna betray you? I felt that was weird, didn't understand that at all. And also, I just don't understand this war that's brewing because they went like 4 months, they went the entire winter without anything. Like nothing happened with this war, which I felt was just totally unrealistic. Like I get that we're spending time with Nesta and developing her as a character, but if they're serious about this war brewing, then like something needs to happen. And that's where I'm at. It's growing on me, still don't think it's fantastic, but there we are. I'm very angry at the moment. I'm on page 647 and like things are finally like really happening. Okay, so let me back up a few pages. So Cassian and Nesta like finally admit that they're mates, and of course Nesta freaks out like she always does because she's so annoying. I said she was growing on me, but she really pissed me off. She did not have to do that. And then she cashed in her favor with Cassian to tell him to go away and not talk to her for a week. First of all, that is a waste of a bargain. If someone owes you a favor that you can cash in at any moment of any size, why waste it on that? Like, he would have left her anyways if she had just asked. That was stupid. I was expecting something really cool to come from that favor, but that was so lame. Okay, so then let's get to the important part. So Nesta and her friends are at Emery's shop, right? Spending the night, having a little girls' night. And then they're kidnapped by the people to go be put in the blood right. They're gonna die. No, they're not gonna die. She wouldn't do that. Sarah J Maas doesn't have the balls to kill them. I'm gonna keep reading. I had to stop in the middle of the page. I was just like, no. See my sticky note? It just says no. I was like, are you serious? Did you have to do that? That's not what I wanted to happen. I don't even know how many pages it's been since I last updated, but we just had a really great moment. So Nesta, Emery, and Gwen have made it to the base of the mountain and they just all stood there and shared their stories. And that honestly made me tear up. They're gonna climb that mountain, they're gonna win, it's gonna be great. I really have no idea what the ending of this book will be. I think they're gonna make it out of the blood right, and then I guess they're just gonna be preparing for war. I don't know, we don't have that many pages left, so I'm a little confused. I just forgot to mention an important thing. So in the blood right, there's all these weapons, like someone planted the weapons, and of course it's the evil queen because she's like getting into everyone's business. But I don't really understand the point, and Emery's cousin has been like brainwashed by the queen. So she planted these weapons, but I don't know why. I feel like that's not helping her. And I hope Emery's cousin is dead, but I feel like he definitely is gonna live. Like, I think he made it out from that attack and he's gonna come back into play. It is about midnight and I just finished this beast of a novel. I have many thoughts, but since it is late and I have to work early in the morning, I will probably sit down with you all again tomorrow afternoon and just talk about some things. That ending was beautiful. That was a great scene. I do feel like things wrapped up a little too easily, like with Feyre and the baby. I mean, I wasn't worried because I knew that Sarah J Maas couldn't kill Feyre and Rhysand and the baby. Like, that would just be like ridiculous. So Nesta like saved everyone with her powers. That was great. They won the right. That was great. Nesta killed the queen. I'll talk more about this tomorrow, but the plot just in general wasn't overly convincing for me. Like, I just didn't get invested in anything plot-wise. And so I know that there's going to be another book, I guess, where they continue on with this little flimsy plot, but for the most part, everything was wrapped up. Like, there's still a little bit of a threat of like the war, but like it doesn't feel like that. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like this book could have been a short story just about Nesta and Cassian. Like, I don't think it needed to be a whole book like with this overarching plot of a war. So I'll talk more in depth tomorrow. It's over. I finished it. It took me about 5 days, but I made it. I lived to tell the tale. But let's talk about this book as a whole, and let's talk about the questions that I am left with. So first of all, this book was better than I thought it was gonna be. I gave it, I think, a 3 out of 5 stars. It was decent. I still don't think this book was necessary. I think that this could have been a short story. I think she could have made it like 100 pages long, given us a little short story about Nesta and Cassian, and we could have been fine. But I did enjoy reading it. I did have fun, even though it left me frustrated at some points. I always enjoy Sarah J Maas's writing, and I always enjoy going back to this world. I think the cover is growing on me. Like, at first I thought it was super ugly. Now that I know what the mask is, it makes a lot more sense. Because when I first saw this, I was like, is this Lucien's mask? Like, why is his mask on the cover? But no, it makes a lot more sense now. So I can't remember what all I said last night about the ending. For me personally, the ending felt too clean, if that makes sense. Like, it felt very happy. Everyone is doing well. The war is like still there, like hovering in the background, but it's not close at all. Like, no one's thinking about it. Feyre and Rhysand had their baby, and of course he's fine and healthy. Nesta and Cassian are together. They're gonna have a mating ceremony. Like, everyone's just thriving, and I just felt like the war doesn't pose a real enough threat. That was my main problem with this entire book, is that the stakes did not feel high enough for me. And the witch, what's her name, Briellen or whatever the witch's name is, she dies way too easily. Like, one swipe from Nesta and she's gone. So she was like our main villain, and then she just got wiped out in like 2 sentences. But there is that other villain, Koshi, or whatever his name is. You know who I'm talking about, that evil sorceress dude. So he's like there, but he's not really posing a threat. He's still locked in his lake. The plot, I was like, the plot was just non-existent. This whole overarching threat of the war just didn't do it for me. And so I don't think the next book will be really necessary either. They're just gonna keep trying to drag out this poorly formulated plot. I think the next book though should be about Az and Elaine, because I swear there's something going on there. Okay, let's get into my questions that I had. I have this little sheet of questions. Let's look at it. Okay, first of all, my first question was Az and Elaine together and both separate. First of all, Az was just weird to me in this novel. Like, he was there hovering at the background, but he didn't do much. And that's the same with Az, Elaine, and Mor. They were all there, but they didn't do all that much, and so I'm just left wondering, like, what's up with them? And I swear there's something between Az and Elaine. But then also, like, Gwen was looking at Az, and I know now it's because he saved her, but still, it was like, what's going on? I want to know more about Az. He was just giving me weird vibes this whole book, and I need to know. My second question was Mor. Like, something is weird with her. Like, she was gone like most of the book, just off like playing courtier and like visiting other courts and being a diplomat. There's something going on with Mor. Maybe Mor's just having some personal struggles. I don't know, but Mor just feels weird. And I want to know about her and Iris. Like, what really happened when Iris left her there, like, bloody on the boundary of his court? You know what I'm talking about? Like, what happened? Because clearly it's not what it seems, because Iris keeps dropping all these hints that his history between him and Mor is a lot more complicated than he's letting on, and then people realize, so like, what happened? I want to know. It's been 4 books of me wanting to know what happened to Mor during those moments. Maybe the next book should be from Mor's point of view. That would be fun. Emery and Mor, we had like one line where Emery was like blushing at Mor, and I was like, oh, yeah, get together, that'd be so cute. And then it was one line and gone, never to be mentioned again. So I felt that was odd. I was like, if you're gonna drop the hint in there that Emery has a crush on Mor, like, let it develop, because they'd be so good together. Alright, I need to go ahead and just sign off because this video is going to be so long. If you made it through to the end, wow, real fan. Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'm excited to talk about this book with you guys. I don't think the 5th book will be necessary, but I will read it and enjoy it because I'm trash for Sarah J Maas. That's a cute little rhyme. Can we make that a trend? Trash for Sarah J Maas. Has anyone else said that before? Probably. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to try to get this video up as soon as I can. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Also subscribe and turn on post notifications so you can get all of my videos when they come out. See you in the next one. Bye!